Hi there, I'm Sue Resig, and we're going to have a little potato lesson today because I'm going to help you get the perfect baked potato. You know, we have them so often in the Gerson diet that you might as well have a nice one, and this is how we're going to get it. So first we have a little potato lesson, and that is there's two classifications for potatoes. They're either waxy or starchy. And a good example to tell you is that a red potato, the red skin potatoes, are actually classified as waxy. And a waxy potato will hold its shape better. It stays firmer when it's boiled or when it's baked. It's much, much firmer because it doesn't have the starch in it. And it's actually a good potato to be recommended for a potato salad if you want it to keep its shape. Sometimes they would make scalloped potatoes out of a waxy potato, okay? The other kind of potato, the starchy one, the classic starchy potato, is an Idaho potato. And that's this style. It's kind of a long, little bit darker skinned. It's very white inside. And these are the classic kind that they use at restaurants. And then there's a potato that's actually considered an all-purpose potato. It's half waxy, half starchy. Personally, I think it's a little closer to the starchy side, which is great because that's what you want. And that's the yellow skinned, which is the Yukon Gold potato. And I'm going to bake a set of each of these just so we can check them out. We're going to have a little potato experiment, okay? And you get to join me on that. So here's our Idaho. Here's our Yukon Gold. They both bake up nice because this one's starchy enough that it'll bake up nice and fluffy. This one, of course, the Idaho bakes up nice and fluffy. I will tell you what my preference is. My preference is the yellow one, and here's why. It's a potato that has a little more flavor in and of itself. These are great if you can pile on sour cream and cheese and butter and salt and pepper because it's a very, very plain potato, which I think is the reason why restaurants like them because they have a wonderful texture and then they just pile all that stuff on them, and that's what tastes so good. But because we need our food to taste good without all those extras, I like the Yukon Gold. They still turn out fluffy, but they have a little more flavor, and that's what I'm looking for is the flavor. So what I've done, I've just scrubbed all these. I've removed any little sprouted nubs or eyes or anything to make sure they look good. And I don't worry about drying them off because they're going to dry off in the oven in the first 5 minutes anyway. I just realized there's a little water in my pan from setting them in there, so I'm going to at least remove the puddles of water in my pan. But other than that, I have 6 potatoes here, 3 of each kind, and these are actually quite large from what I usually do for myself. I don't know if you can tell, hand size. You can see it's a pretty good sized potato. I usually figure an hour and a half for a medium-sized potato. I would consider that a medium. This one's a large. So they might take more than an hour and a half. They might take an hour and 3/4. I don't know, but you know, they're done when they're done. And I'm going to pop them in the oven, and then when they're ready, I show you how I treat them when they come out, because that's key to having the nice baked potato when they come out. The important thing when you take them out of the oven is to immediately cut an X in the top of your potato and then squeeze a little bit so it kind of opens up and blossoms. And that releases the steam that's caught inside, and it allows them to stay nice and fluffy. If you let a baked potato sit without cutting it, they tend to be firmer inside and can go a little bit gummy. And don't bother baking a red potato, the waxy ones, because they won't turn out nice at all. And once I read up on that and understood why I didn't like my red baked potatoes, it made sense. So there you go. We've got our tray of the Yukon Golds and the Idahos. Are going into a 350-degree oven. And we'll see you probably in about an hour and a half to hour and 45 minutes, okay? See you soon. I think our potatoes are done. Let's take a look. Oh, they're actually whistling. Now, I was reading online, and somebody had said something about the perfect temperature of the interior of a baked potato would be 202 degrees. So, and they said if you reach 202, you know they're done. So let's see what this is. It's heading right up there. And these did end up taking about an hour and 45 minutes because they were so big. And, oh, we're at 201. I think we're going to hit 202. 201 and a half. Come on, you can do it. There, 202. So that was a good guess because they did seem right. Now, and it's got a nice, you know, if you squeeze that whole thing, you can feel it soft. Boy, those Idahos still feel firm. But you know what's funny? I did check their temperature, and they were over 202. But let's see what happens now. Let's give it the test. Let's do this guy. Ooh, nice crispy skin. I'm going to use a towel. Here. Let's give it a little push from underneath. All right. Now there's, because we want to let, oops, we want to let the steam out. Well, I really crushed that guy, didn't I? Ha! There. Well, this isn't the restaurant, is it? Okay, let's get this guy going. Let's see if we can do it right. Now this is the Idaho. There. Now look at the difference in the color. This one's white and that one's yellow. It's interesting how the Yukon Gold does have that color, and the Idahos are white. You know what? I want to try something as long as we're here checking this out. I wonder what would happen if I rolled. I gotta switch hands here. If I rolled it first, you know, to kind of break it up inside a little bit. Let's see what happens. Where'd my knife go? There we go. All right. So there's our nice potatoes, nice baked potatoes, and they are flaky. And it is tasty too. So, and you've got the crisp skin. Now you're gonna have to stick around and come back for another video because I'm gonna show you what you can do if you don't eat the skins on your potatoes. If you just take a spoon and scoop it out and save the skins, I've got a treat for you in the next video. So we will see you in the next one. Today's a new day.